I don't know if something like this ever happened in another fandom. I honestly think this could only happen here. People in A Song of Ice and Fire fandom made up quotes to back up their meta. And worse yet, some of those are still believed to be actual quotes from the book. By thousands of people, actually. And it happened more than once. The first instance of thereof is the quote attributed to Oberyn, which he supposedly told his sister Elia Martell. All dragons bow before the sun. True or not? I mean, a stupid question given the title of the video. Oberyn does say a somewhat similar thing, but the context is different. Roses smell so sweet, don't they? Especially when there are so many of them. 50, 60, 70,000 roses, in the city or camped outside it. I can't really say how many are left, but there's more than I care to count anyway. Myrtle gave a shrug. In Dorne of old, before we married Daeron, it was said that all flowers bow before the sun. Should the roses seek to hinder me, I will gladly trample them underfoot. The actual quote is, all flowers bow before the sun. Oberyn says this as a reference to the rivalry between Rich and Dorne, and House Tyrell and House Martell. I mean, I'm pretty sure that most readers of A Song of Ice and Fire don't know that these houses hate each other. Instead, they believe that Martells have a raging hate boner for Targaryens. Speaking of hate boners for Targaryens, the silver-haired coward was fucking his wolf whore in Dorne, while his Dornish men fought for his kingdom, and Elia and her babes were trapped at King's Landing, until their grotesque death. I will get to kill the others, but I will have to wait for the afterlife for Rhaegar to meet my blade. Did he say it or not? No, of course not. It's a line from a fanfic that I was, unfortunately, unable to find. This quote was originally shared on Quora, where it has over 1,000 upvotes. 1,000 upvotes on a straight-up lie that was never said by anyone. Myrtle fans, I know you guys will hate what I'm about to say, but in the books, Oberyn never goes on a rant against Rhaegar. None of the Dornish men do. In fact, they like Targaryens a lot and see their restoration as the best way to avenge Elia. We have a semi-canon source about how Doran was angry at Rhaegar's treatment of Elia, but that's it. Nobody talks about wolf horse or anything like that. Oberyn having a hate boner for Rhaegar is an invention of a fanfic. No doubt a reason of him having a somewhat more toned-down monologue against him in the non-canon TV show. And it's not like Oberyn is an authority on bad treatment of women, since he beats them and buys sex from teenagers. Now we are entering actual delusion territories. Supposedly in A Feast for Crows, Sansa posing as Align Stone has the following thought. Stone and snow, that's all that's left of Winterfell. Like Jon and me. This is supposed to be one of the many grand gigantic foreshadowing of Jon falling in love with Sansa in the future. True or not? No. No such thought occurs in the little redhead's head. And yet, even though that line does not exist, it was shared in numerous places, and I'm sure some people still believe it to be an actual line from the books. Another one of Jon's shippers tried to change an existing quote to point towards Sansa. I speak of this quote. The crypts were growing darker. A light has gone out somewhere. Ygritte, he whispered. Forgive me, please. But it was only a direwolf, grey and ghastly, spotted with blood, his golden eyes shining sadly through the dark. They did so by changing the pronoun so that it's, but it was only a direwolf, grey and ghastly, spotted with blood, her golden eyes shining sadly through the dark. All to make it seem like Jon is actually seeing Lady, Sansa's direwolf. Except they forgot to erase the original his pronoun. So as you can see, in this fandom you can quite literally pull out quotes out of your ass to argue what point you make, and few people will ever call you out. These quotes will continue to float around the fandom indefinitely so that you grow to believe that Oberyn hated Rhaegar and that Jon and Sansa will fuck. Incredible stuff.